Hello, and after all, I believe we are set up, and we have free to goes alarm 5 now. Going the fastest in this 2-1 session, we've got all plenty drivers here in Bahrain. And most people opt in for the medium tyres, going out on mediums. One and bodies, one has been on top, Yeah, it's working for me. Yeah. Can you hear me? and we have Master now. On the set of all the medium players, they go fastest. We are seeing times now under 129. We have 7 to go. People now. You know what, just talk a bit and I'll see if you're audible on screen, you know. Right, here we go, mass people now in the pit lane, mass mate on the one person has to
Bahrain became the third country to host a race like the floodlights in 2014 after Singapore and Abu Dhabi. Changed the track temperature and opened up new strategies for the team. Welcome to the Kingdom of Bahrain, an archipelago situated in the heart of the city and home to 1.5
and we have most people now in the pit lane. One person who is not will be power regular.
What are you doing?
Oh yes, we can hear you now. Overtaker.
Awesome.
Okay, we nailed it. Come on. Can you hear
But
me,
I'll-
Overtaker? Can you?
Yes, I can. We got it working now.
Okay, lovely. Okay, yeah, you can be audible on stream as well. Yeah, everything's working, and I'm gonna take you through PPR Matthew's lap, who is now going through turn 8 very nicely, not riding too much of the curb, and he is doing a lovely job to control that Mercedes on a new set of soft tyres. He'll have the grip through turn 10. It's difficult, it's mostly a hairpin, and you need a good exit for the long run down to turn 11 on the back straight, as we have Joshua Meister now setting the fastest lap with a 129.7 and the Mercedes of TPR Matty, they'll need an improvement if they want to have themselves through as they drop to P17. Now as they go wide,
They are
through,
invalid. They were 8/10 up in the second sector. That is just heartbreaking. Knowing that you're
they
8/10 up. You know.
they were on for that survival, but now they'll have to do another lap. And how many more minutes or seconds do we have left, as they'll need to get some ERS into themselves.
I don't think they're gonna have enough ERS. I mean, it's just you need about 70% ERS to do a very quick lap around here. He has about a minute 50.
We have 1 minute and 45 seconds. They'll have to get around very quickly.
I mean, depending on his fuel, I think he could have done another lap without ERS on to maybe charge it, but
I think he's doing ERS now.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely dropping. He's down at P17.
I don't know why he's in this race, but
we have the Alfa Romeo coming across the line. Where is he gonna go? He's gonna go P3, triple P power.
And we have Bubbly now in the final sector. They need an improvement if they want to see themselves into Q2. Will it happen? They're going to be the next driver to cross the line, as well as their teammate in P15 starting the flying lap. But they're going to be the next ones to set a flying lap. They're keeping it clean through turn 15. Now across the line to go up to P1.
Fastest,
and
wow.
that is a very nice lap from the AlphaTauri driver to guarantee them safety.
5/10 in front of Josh. That's a very, very impressive lap. And Josh, I definitely think he's confident enough to retire to make it on to Q2.
Which he has, yeah.
TPR Matty is still 7/10 up in the second sector without ERS.
One who I do appreciate is actually Nasta into Alpine, setting their time on medium tires and
on medium tires, yeah.
As I say, like P2 engine goes up to P2 on the new set of tires.
And TPR Matty goes up to P9. Even without that ERS, he was still able to get up to P9. And he's gonna retire. He doesn't got anything left.
Daily Harold now starting their flying lap. Right in curb a bit too much through
the McLaren of Timmy. He might get a little bit of traffic. Oh.
Alpine was ghosted, but he does go up to P8, and that guarantees him safety and pushes Adama in the Red Bull out. And we have a double Red Bull retirement. You must be hating this as a Red Bull driver yourself.
I'm not the biggest fan of it, but you know, it's all about the race. He scored points in the race.
In the junior team, AlphaTauri goes up to P7, a lovely lap, and that puts Matthew May in trouble, but they are on a flying lap, and they are finding small improvements.
They are a second, they are at 1 second up.
As I say that, they go through Sector 2 fastest, and if they can just keep it clean, they will be through.
Buck goes fastest with a 1:29.3 for the Haas team. And Matthew May. That puts the other Haas driver out. What can the other Haas driver do?
Harold in the danger zone. They are improving and they're on the main straight now. Let's find out if it's good enough. And yes, it is.
It is. That puts the other Williams out. The drivers out that right now, or actually the drivers that are out, are Salsa, Winter God, Adam, Samuel, and Jonas. Both Red Bull drivers are out in Q1.
I think I already talked to you about this before, but do you think we will see some rain around Bahrain? Quite poetic rain around Bahrain.
I don't think Bahrain has ever seen rain during a race, but it would be interesting. I'm curious what that would look like, how the drivers would cope with that.
I'm sure a lot of drivers are expecting dry conditions, but rain around Bahrain, it's going to be chaotic if there is. It's a small chance, but there might just be some rain. It looks like qualifying is completely dry for the rest of it. and Matthew May now, the driver in P1 for Q1. And they've done it by about 3/10 compared to P2. They're carrying a lot of pace in the Williams. And could they carry that through into Q2? We will find out shortly.
The field is pretty close. I mean, from P1 to P15, only a second. That's, pretty close, I would say.
Yeah, less than a tenth between P15 and 16, so that cutoff. You just really need to be consistent all throughout the lap, but most people will start pulling 128 now in Q2.
I would say the cutoff for Q3 is going to be a low 129 or a high 128 for sure. I mean, P10 in this session was a mid 129, so I think the cutoff for Q3 is definitely going to be a low 29 or a 129 or a high 128.
Maybe I can be a tier 2 driver, you know. I pulled a 128.9. Maybe I
did
can get
not.
2 points.
Looks like the Ferrari is going to be going out.
See some action down at the Ferrari garage.
Looks like a lot of cars are going out.
Somewhere
I'm
which
guessing a
will
lot.
not be getting any action is the Red Bull garage. Seems awfully quiet down there. I wouldn't.
They just want more of a challenge.
Natsuka being the first one to go out on an outlap.
And he's going out on a set of mediums. That I wonder if those are his same mediums that he used in Q1. I'm guessing they are.
Well, I don't think so. I believe, are they? I'm not quite sure. I think they have to be. But that's a very interesting strategy, conserving all of the tyres, in fact, for the race and Q3. Matthew May now, they put it into P1 during the Q1, and they are going out as well on a medium set of tyres. So maybe
I think honestly No, I think they're just trying to save a set of softs. I think they're just honestly just trying to put a banker lap in. Because if you can get to Q3 on a set of mediums, that is mighty impressive. That is one hell of a lap for sure.
Let's see how good your banker lap is for the Williams drive, and maybe they'll start to pick up some confidence. But we have to see how good it is first. Looks like they're slowing down to start that flying lap.
They have a lot of cars crushing the finish line right now to start their first flying lap of Q2. NASCAR is on the mediums, and the only other person on the mediums is the Williams of Matthew May. The Williams of Matthew May did top Q1, so I think he's a little more confident now moving into Q2 that he can maybe get into Q3 on a set of mediums.
Right, and I'll take you through NASCAR's lap, in fact, as they go through the tricky chicane of 5, 6, and 7. You really want to go full throttle through there, but you want to slow down a bit, and you have a short run down to turn 8 now, and you have that hairpin, of course, to start your second DRS straight, I do believe.
Yep, it does not look like it's actually the third. It doesn't look like he locked up going in there, which is mighty impressive, because, a lot of drivers tend to lock up going into turn 10.
You want to go as close as you can to the inside curb of turn 11, still carrying a high speed. As you go around turn 12, you don't want to ride that inside curb. You've seen a lot of people spin because of it, but they did, and they kept it clean. So now, keeping it very away from the outside curb of turn 13, now down to turn 14 and 15 now. What should they do?
I do not think this is going to be the lap that he thinks it is. A 132.3, yeah, that is not the lap that he was expecting. He is 2 seconds off Triple B power at a 130.1. I think those might have been his old mediums that he used in Q1.
And actually, Matthew May on mediums as well goes Up to P3 was a 130.2, very close to the soft tire runners.
And the Aston Martin sets a 129.3, 3/10 in front of the Ferrari there. Oh, actually, the Alpine wasn't pushing. He was not using his ERS. He is now using his ERS. That's why he's so far off the pace. He was doing a second push lap.
Probably across the line, set the fastest third sector, but the rest of their lap wasn't the best, and they might have another go at it, but up to P2 for now. You said we're looking at a 128.9 or 130.
It's gonna be a low 129 or high 128. I think that's gonna be the cutoff for Q3.
We're definitely not seeing that now, as most drivers have crossed.
The Alpine of Nazca is 1.5 seconds up in the second sector. Yeah, he was definitely on two.
They do on the first lap as they go through the final few corners, 10, 14, and 15.
Oh, looks like he had a little bit of a moment.
130.1.
9/10 off Timmy up in set a 129.2.
Delania setting the pace through sector 2. Should they keep this up? Trying to go as outside as they can for turn 13, but just keeping it within track limits. They're a problem here in Bahrain, but not as much as in Austria last round. What do they do as they cross the line now to put in a 130, just about a 129? But P6 for now, that doesn't seem to be a great time from the AlphaTauri driver though.
Josh looks on a pretty quick lap. He's looking to keep things pretty composed. Let's see how he is to the second sector. It's a 108 solid through the second sector. I do not know if that's going to get him a pole for Q2, but we'll see as he
did go out late, and
he did.
Could it pay off?
I'm guessing a lot of these drivers are using their old set from Q1 on banker laps. That's why they're not looking as quick. And he goes P8. That is definitely not going to be enough to get him into Q3. He's going to have to go back to the pits and maybe put on a new set of tires. I do not think that's the lap that Josh wanted, but he's definitely not safe there. Nazca is going into the pits.
Pit lane, yeah. Both passes yet to put in a lap time.
I'm surprised no one's put in a lap below a 129. That's been a little surprising for me.
And we have the Hassel Vieri Harold sliding through turn 1 in fact, and really riding the curb. Not as you'd want, and surely that slows them down a bit for sector 1.
He goes purple in sector 1.
Oh!
He did not invalidate. He
did spin it. He had a little bit of a moment during turn 6, and has that just slowed him down more than he would have not wanted really.
Oh, I think that might be a little bit of lag, but I think it looks like he would have invalidated, but I guess I must have been just a little bit of lag. Let's see how he does through the second sector. He was purple in the first sector. Let's see as he's coming up here. He is not purple in the second sector. That slide must have really hurt him there.
Yeah, you can see you want to carry a 119 maybe, a 120 through turns 14 and 15, so he does look a bit slow, and as he crosses the line, yes he is.
Yeah, that slide really hurt him there.
And he stays at the bottom of the table for now.
Let's see what his teammate Buck can do. Buck is the only one currently on a flyer right now. Actually, Triple B Power is also on a flyer in that Alfa Romeo. But looking at the Haas of Buck, he has not set a lap yet, so we will see what he is going to do coming through the final corner here. Doesn't look like it's going to be the best of laps. I take that back. It was a 1:29.0.
And that
I
is the
take back.
cutoff time, like you said. So
Yeah, that
should
low.
that be good?
I think that will be good enough. That was on a fresh set of softs, so. And it looks like everyone is putting on a fresh set of softs here.
As we have triple B power, the next driver, he seems to be improving and improving up to P4. Lovely stuff from the Alfa Romeo. Next to cross the line to start their flying laps are the Mercedes of GSRL Matthew, I believe. Yes, it is a full set of ERS.
I think that's the Alpine of NASCAR, yeah, on a fresh set of softs, going across the line, starting his first lap on those softs.
You're a racing driver, currently P1, P2, P2 and P8 standing. What would you do? Would you start on an old set and then go on to a new set?
I would try and conserve as much tires as possible here, as as we saw from the other tiers. Tire wear is really important here. So I think a two-stop might be the way to go here. So saving a set of softs for the race might benefit you, later on. It might not help you in qualifying, but it could definitely help you in the race. So, I think it's just going to be up to the drivers, and if they want to really push on a set, or if they want to save a set. So I think it's honestly just up to the drivers and the way they drive.
Bahrain is an interesting one, hence the tire degradation is higher because of the very warm weather here in Bahrain. But NASCAR now going one second off on their time.
Yeah, just purple in the second sector. I think this is going to be a good lap for him, enough to get him into Q3. Coming through the final corner here. Let's see what he can set. And it's going to be a low 120 or a high 128 of a 128.7.
Now everyone seems to be going out on their outlap. Ross is one of them who is currently in the job zone and needing to improve. As well as Matthew May now. He's going to cross the start finish line to start their flying lap. What should they do? They need an improvement to push themselves up from P14 when they did a medium tire zone. Right, TPR Matthew now going through a hairpin of turn 10. Now down to turn 11, they seem to be on a flying lap and they seem to be using a lot of ERS. Only down to 20% of ERS now. As are they backing off? They seem to be going slower, but should they prove me wrong as they do? Yeah, they are going slowly. Yes, they are. I believe they will be coming into pit lane. Maybe they are on the north set of tires, so probably won't be good enough, but Cross now starts their flying lap. The Alfa Romeo and Aston Martin get out of the way of Cross and now going round the turn 1, 2, 3, 4 nicely. As I see, we have an improvement from Fruity Co's Alarm 5 up to P5, and surely that will be safety for the McLaren driver unless a lot of people have to improve, but TPR Matthew won't be one of them improving since they go into pit lane. Overtake, are you still there? Are you? We've lost Overtake a bit, but that doesn't matter, it's lost now. And I believe they have backed off that lap. Yes, they have. They will have another positive, but racing tire grip. But now we have most drivers on outlaps or flying laps. We have the top two in the pit lane as well as P8 EPR Matty. They're currently very much in the danger of not making it through the Q3. Just now, they've got a full set of DRS and they are starting their flying lap. Above them we have their teammate CS Eric also starting their flying lap. Maybe they don't think they're safe. Up in P5 was a 129.3 and wanting to improve. TPR Matty will have a go at it, but I don't believe they'll make it to the line. And I believe they will make it. But GP Lenton now in the Ferrari, going around very tricky. Turn 10, you want to go as inside it as you can to that corner. That's what they done. We have the Williams, I believe, slowing down to start their flying lap. Yes, it was Matthew there.
Apologies for that, everybody. You'd think I would keep extra spare double-A's.
And as you're back, we have the checkered flag now being waved. And Bobley now up to P2. It is a good time and could back and TPR Matty to be in that danger zone if everyone improves on their lap time. One of the Ferraris, GP Clinton is going to cross the line. What time is it? It's a 129.0.
I do not think that's going to be enough for him.
And Tim now might be looking at a Q2 exit.
At low 129, I mean, that is what I said. And he already drops down to P6.
Twilex now. Only P11 and that means they are out and will not be making an appearance into P3, but Riley looks safe, having put themselves up to P9 with a 129.4.
And let's see what this Alfa Romeo can do as he crosses the line. And it's only P9 for Triple P Power. His teammate on the cusp. And actually, all the drivers are safe now. From P11 to P15, they are all out. They cannot improve. So we have NASCA topping the session by only about 1/10.
Closing up, we've seen about, what was it, 5/10 improvement from Q2 to Q1.
Yeah, and it looks like, so the drivers that are out are, I think it's Jolena, Spylex, TPR Matty, VLE Harold, and Josh. That's gonna be a little bit of a bummer for Josh there. I mean, his teammate up in P2 when he's out in Q2, you know, I think that's gonna be a little bit. It's gonna be weighing on him a little bit. I would think.
I don't believe he did improve on a new set of tires.
I don't think he did either.
The 130, I mean, you're great, so am I. We do maybe a 128.9. I don't know about you, but a 129.9, and of course, Q2 is very important to get through to Q3. And I mean, it's more just trying to put in a lap time before anything else. A clean lap time.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that NASCA is topping the session there. I mean, he was pretty quick on those mediums in Q1, but like I said, it's only 800ths between him and that Aston Martin below him. So, you know, it's going to be a tough shootout for pole position. But you know, going into Q3, I think it's going to be an interesting time for pole position. I think most every driver in this session can get pole position.
Yeah, I am just looking over the previous race, and Jonas, that's a big name, out in actually what was Q1, bottom of the grid. They were out bottom in the last week's race in Austria. They were in P20 and they climbed up to P1. Could they be doing another challenge to get from P20 to P1 again? I'm not quite too sure, but they are out in P20 right now.
However, the top spot has proved elusive to the former world champion, with second place being his highest position to date. McLaren last enjoyed a podium here back in 2010,
You know who looks really good in this session was the McLarens. I mean, they got both McLarens into Q3. Same thing with the Alfa Romeos. I mean, they got both cars into Q3. So I think both teams are going to be looking at good points here as long as nothing happens in the race, of course. But I think both of those teams are looking at good points there.
Of course, Austria and Bahrain, very different circuits. Bahrain, although being high speed, it does have a lot of low speed corners like turn 10, and I guess you could say 1 as well.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's definitely a different circuit from uh, from Austria. I mean, Austria is definitely. I mean, the turns that are at Austria. I mean, they're very medium to high speed. It's like you said, definitely a different circuit here. It's a different challenge, a different beast for sure. So, looks like the McLaren, both McLarens are out. The Ferraris are out there. I think everyone's going to be setting a banker lap here.
I think the biggest disappointment was probably Doss. I mean, he started P6 in Austria. It was a good lap time from him in Austria, and now being out, that must be a disappointment as their teammate, CSC Eric, got him an out lap. And who is heading the grid? It is Timmy in the McLaren, and I believe that is a new set of soft tires.
Yeah, they look
And
a well. Not no, they're not. They're not. They do not look as shiny as the new set. So I think he is going out on a U set for sure. I mean, that's what I would do at least if I was going out there. So just a banker lap to see what you're doing to get your mind out of Q2 and get into Q3.
different strategies, because I'd go out on a new set and put in a banker last time. You never know what might happen in the next time, especially when
Very
consolidated.
very true. Very true. Coming through here, it looks like he's keeping the car pretty stable.
You really want to take that inside line for turn 4, go as close to the curb as you can.
He drops it down to fifth gear and brings it up to sixth there. Yeah, he's keeping it in high gears, making sure not to spin the car. That's really smart. You don't want to have any incidents going through your banker lap because it is the lap that something happens. It pretty important. Now I don't know what these drivers are doing on fuel loads. It's they could be going on some longer runs, maybe multiple laps on these tires, just to maybe heat them up a little bit better, or maybe do a couple runs on them. But looks like let's see, what does he do in sector 2? Definitely a little bit slower than most cars in sector 2 from Q2 at least. It was a 107. Let's see what he can do coming across the finish line.
We have CP2 engine setting a 107.22, so that does seem to be slow.
Yeah, it looks like they're going on a U set.
And the GP2 engine will have a bit of a tow from the back of the AlphaTauri, and it does help him as he propels that Ferrari up to P1 with a 129.2. Of course, you do want to be seeing improvements from that, but that is pretty reminiscent of the top 6 time in Q2. Right, we've got Bubbly now starting their lap. Are those a new set of soft tyres? I'm not quite too sure, but they are setting the pace through sector 1, so whatever it is working for the AlphaTauri driver. Let's see, really touching that inside curb for turn 8. Now down to turn 9-10.
A very difficult 9-10.
Oh yeah, very difficult, and you also need to...
And he nails 9 and 10. That looked gorgeous, from my perspective at least. I think he's going to go purple in sector 2 of the year. I think this is going to be a really good lap for him as long as he doesn't have any more mistakes. And Nazca sets a 128.8. That's going to be a lap to beat for sure. And he goes, and Bubbly goes purple in the second sector. This is a lap for him to remember as long as he doesn't mess it up here. Coming through the final corner here.
Really need to have a good exit from the final corner actually, as He goes very nicely through a final corner, just cutting that outside curb,
And what's the lap going to look like? A 1:28.7. He beats Nasca's time. That is a very, very impressive lap. The only driver to not set a time is Matthew May, and I believe he's still in the pits. I think he is still in the pits.
It's an interesting one because they did use mediums through Q1 and Q2, I do believe.
He did set his fastest lap on a set of softs. He was doing a banker lap on those mediums in Q2. No, but
Yeah,
I
was that
think
four sets? Four sets,
yeah,
right?
I think he's saving 2 sets for the race. I think Matthew May is looking at that soft medium soft strategy.
It is a short pit lane around Bahrain as well, of course. Just,
Yeah, it feeds right out of turn 1. But what we know is that the undercut is very powerful here. So, you know, if you could pit early and get ahead of those drivers, get some track position, you know, that's definitely the way to go. What the thing you have to worry about here is the safety car coming out at a bad time. So, I think those drivers have to keep that in mind between a 1 and a 2 stop. Now, I hate to ask this, but because I don't want to really curse anybody. I know the commentator's curse is real, but who do you have? Who do you have winning this based off qualifying here?
My favourite to win this has to be probably Fruity Co's on fire. I mean, they done well in Austria. They seem to be fast right now on an old set of soft tires.
I don't know. I'm liking NASCAR right now. I think he's showing that he's thinking ahead of strategy with those mediums that he ran. So I don't know. I'm liking.
Does seem to be consistent though. I know you might say NASCAR seems to be consistently at the top, but Frutico seems to be consistently up to that P6 to P2 spot, really. So
Yeah, no, I definitely see that. We'll just have to see how all the drivers line up. There is 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in this session. Oh, I think maybe he has some internet issues there. You never know. Hopefully it's allowing him to do another lap there because I do not think a 1:29.7 is a good lap for him. Looks like we have a Haas out of the pit lane. It's going to be Buck coming out. I think.
Leave it, huh? You're in the pit lane. It's about 4 minutes left in the session. How late do you leave it? I'd leave it to maybe.
I don't know. On a track like this, I don't know. I want to be the last car over the line with whether track evolution is real in this game or not, or it's just your mind working like that. I think I definitely want to be the last car over the line. So I don't know. It's about a one. Very true. I think I would go out at 2 minutes. That would be when I go out.
About 4 actually. That gives you time to put in 2 time laps if your first one isn't good enough.
Very true. Very true.
Everyone still seems to be in the pit lane. No action now. Everyone seems to be quite late. Less than 10 minutes now. On the new set of soft tires. Are we seeing any movement? Yes, we are from the Ferrari of GT2 engine. They're currently in P5, wanting to seek an improvement, and I'm sure they can find it as we are only about a step up from the best Q2 time.
Yeah, looks like they're starting to come out now. So we'll see what
Buck is gonna get caught in all of this. Currently on.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, no, they're not using any but I believe
yeah,
in a warm-up lap.
Yeah, he's doing a second push lap there. That's why he went out so early.
I'm not quite sure that's correct from the half driver, I mean. Really wearing out all those top tires, I mean. I'd say you want to have the newest better tyres, but not the case for the Asterisk. As we see, who's leading the field? It is the GP2 engine in the Ferrari, but they do make way for the McLaren.
Yeah, you can clearly see that, he's obviously not using any ERS, so those the Alfa Romeo of it's Bubbly, and let's see who's he having a little battle with there. The Alfa Romeo of Bubbly and the Alpha Tauri of Bubbly and the Alfa Romeo of Riley are really close to each other. I think they might be trying to fight for maybe a little bit of a toe down the main straight. The driver that I want to watch for, honestly, is Matthew May. He did not set a time, a banker lap. So this is going to be his one and only shot to set a time. Giving the driver ahead of him a little bit of space here. Let's see what he can do throughout this lap here. And with 15 seconds to go, every driver has started their flying lap. We have the McLaren of Timmy out in front leading this group. He will be the first across the line here, followed by the Ferrari of GP2 Engine, then the Haas of Buck. Then we have the Aston Martin of CES Eric, and the Alpine of Nazca. Those are the first 5 that are going to be crossing the finish line.
Now being waved as we just took over to 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the session, and the first driver to take that time in is
Timmy is 4 tenths up. He was 4 tenths up.
through sector 2 now, right in the top. 3 times 15, gonna cross the line now to put themselves up to P5.
Only good enough for P5. And Buck goes on provisional pole. Let's see if anyone can...
But shortly behind it, CSE Eric, what could they do? In the Aston Martin, they put themselves up to provisional pole position. With a 128.6.
Nazca coming across.
All across the board as Nazca now, the next one to put themselves up to provisional pole position with a 128.5.
And Bubbly can only go P3. And here is Matthew May to cross. What can he do here?
Set a lap time, but
only good enough for P5. Let's see what the Alfa Romeo and the McLaren can do.
Put themselves up to P2. It is a front row for Fruity Co's Alarm 5.
You had Fructose Alarm 5 and I had Nazca, Oh, wow, only 6 thousandths of a second. That is crazy.
That shows you just need to be consistent all throughout the lap.
That was very... They set almost identical times there. Whoa, whoa, whoa,
And it
whoa.
is lights out. And off we go. We have the Alpine with a pretty good start, taking the lead now. We have Aston Martin on the outside of the McLaren, going into turn 1 as they ban wheels, colliding with each other, as the Williams plants their car right into the back of the McLaren driver.
Oh, there was contact there between Matthew May and the Aston Martin there. The Aston Martin has dropped down to P6.
And that was Aston Martin looking to make a move on the inside of Matthew May, who now goes wide, spinning the Ferrari round. Deep into engine, gone into the side of them.
That is a bummer for him. He has lost. Timmy and GP2 Engine have both lost 11 and 12 places. Riley 2710 has lost 8 places. But the real winner, I think, is Samuel Drake. He's gained 8 places here. And looks like the Ferrari of Jonas has made up some good places there as well.
As the Williams of Matthew May is now being attacked by the Mercedes of TPR Matty, who is very close to the Williams driver who has opted for the hards to start the race on.
Yeah, that is an interesting call from Matthew May. I mean, starting on those hard tires, he knows he's not going to be quick to start off with. But no safety cars off the first lap. NASCAR is holding a good lead, just about a second. Looks like Fructose Alarm 5 is pretty quick in a straight line. He made up a couple tenths off that front straight.
I do just want to thank the Twitch stream as Dark Closey donates 100 bits to highlight their message. Raw, what the fuck is a kilometer?
That's not 100 bits. That's just that's the channel points. That's not 100 bits.
Aren't they what you call them? Bits?
It looks like NASCAR, I mean, Fructose Alarm 5, he's keeping him within a second. He's keeping him honest. That's the important part there. I think he's going to definitely try and he's going to be using as much ERS as possible to, keep him within.
Now closing up to the AlphaTauri and going side by side with the AlphaTauri into turn 11. They get the move done up to P3 for the Haas driver.
Like I said, the big winner in all of this, in my opinion, is Samuel Drake of the Alpine down in P11. He is up 8 places. He is just outside the points with the AlphaTauri in front of him. Let's see what he can do. And Fructose Alarm sets the fastest lap there. Only 8 tenths off, and DRS is activated this lap.
And now we have CSC Eric riding very closely to the back of the AlphaTauri, who seems to be struggling on those hard compound tires. They will warm up later, but not now, as the Aston Martin looks to make a move done, diving down the inside, but deciding to back off of that later, as TPR Matty riding the turn 4 curb, and that does not gain them time, I should say, as they now fall behind Matthew May after overtaking. And now TPR Matty looks to get a move done on Matthew May, who won't have DRS for now on the back of Triple B power.
I was really hoping TPR Matty was going to try and throw it to the inside there in turn 10. I think that would have been really the Fernando Alonso, as it's known now from Bahrain this year. But he's being patient. He's just sticking behind. Looks like Matthew made a little bit of a mistake there because the TPR Matty was able to. Oh, I'm sorry. Matthew May is still a second off of Triple B power, so he won't actually. He's going within a second. He's using looks like a lot of ERS to catch up to get that DRS of Triple B power. Triple B power does not have DRS off the Aston in front of him.
And now the Haas is left vulnerable without any DRS, and Bubbly is making a move done, but Lahas will fight it. Round the outside, Lahas goes, and they're able to stick their car and now follow it inside line.
Oh,
Who
there
will
was
get
contact.
DRS as what happened there as Bubbly seems to have gone off, and was that Lahas running into the side of Bubbly? I think it just might have been.
Does he have any damage? That is the question. It does not look like he has any damage, but he lost
It
a
might be
lot
floor
of
damage
places
if
there.
there is. Anyway, now we have Buck seeming to kind of lose it at the exit of turn 8. But still on the tail of CSE Eric, who overtook them earlier. And now we have Frutico's Alarm 5, who I had winning the race, closing up on your man, Nazca 5-4.
I think actually Fructus is playing the long game here. He is really playing the long game here. I think he could be using ERS to overtake Nazca, but he knows that Nazca can just overtake him again.
And Bubbly seems to have gone off again at the exit of turn 11. And now,
that is
from a matter of short seconds, from
he has lost
P3 now
14 places.
Now Buck will have a go at the back of Aston Martin.
And the McLaren overtakes Nazca. I take back everything I said. He is not being patient here. He wants the lead of this race on lap 5. Who knows? Maybe he has the pace quicker to get away from that Alpine there. He is weaving, trying to break that toe there. Going
Matthew May
into...
seems to be struggling and falling to the grips of the Mercedes of TPL Matty, who has a go down the inside, riding the inside curb. And that does not gain them any time as they spin at the exit of turn 4 to drop themselves down to P11. And what a collision it was, as I believe they just lost it at the exit of turn 4.
Looks like Nazca is going to be trying to shape up a move. I do not think it's going to be on the back straight here. But I do think he is...
And now we still have the fight for P3 behind as well. That seems to be going on.
I think both the McLaren and the Alpine driver out front are kind of in a mutual agreement here to, you know, just pull each other along, pull each other away from this main pack. You know, with the DRS, it's gonna just pull them away. You know, they definitely want to get away from.
To be that CSE Eric is gaining though on the back of them.
Yeah, I think they had a little bit of a moment going out of turn 1, so it looked like the Mercedes are fighting here, coming down the back straight of Sector 3, going onto the main straight here. It looks like TPR Matty, you know, I think he lost out.
We have Nazca and Frutico's. Despite what you said, Nazca seems to have made a move on the McLaren and has got DRS again to help them cement that move up to P1. And behind we have CSE Eric gaining and gaining on the back of this fight, and the McLaren now seems to be sticking on the tail of the Alpine just nicely, as the Alpine seems a bit shaky through a turn 8.
You know, this is good visualization for us being down in Tier 8. You know, we get to see what these drivers are doing. Now that this race has kind of settled down, you know, I think, you know, Fruit Coast Alarm and Nazca, and even CES Eric and Buck, I think all 4 of those drivers are definitely in it. You know, the Aston Martin and the Haas behind the 2 leaders, you know, I think they're just sticking back there. Oh, looks like we have a flat. Oh, a yellow flag. It's the Ferrari of Spilex. Looks like he's spun. Looks like he was able to maintain the car, but he is just not having a good day. He had to go into the pits, and it looks like he changed his front wing and put on the soft tires to maybe catch up or get within pit stop range of...
Now we have 4P1, Frutico's Alarm 5 coming back at the Alpine and going on the inside way faster than the Alpine, but the Alpine will have DRS now and tries a switch back and will be awfully close to the back of the McLaren, who seems to have lost it through turn 3, slowing themselves down, and NASCAR actually had to back off making that move.
But Aston Martin and the Haas, I think they're more of a mutual agreement than the two leaders in front of them. They're just pulling each other along. But you know who is up in the points now is Josh. He's kind of in an island of his own. He's,
I was going to say actually Samuel Drakely gaining 10 positions.
10 positions. That's what I was saying before. Yeah, he is definitely the winner out of all of this. I think the big loser off of these first 7 laps is
Bubbly,
Bubbly,
definitely.
down 13 places. However, he can't blame the commentator curse on us. Oh, it
And
looks like
CSE Eric.
Spylex is
CSE
pitting.
Eric is now in that 1 second gap to the back of Nazca.
I feel really bad for Spylex here. He is just not having a good day here. He needs a safety car bad. He's on the hards. I wonder if those hards can go to the end there. But he is 58 seconds behind Adam in P19. He is just not having a good day here at Bahrain, but he's going to do the best he can to catch back up to the leaders. Hopefully, he's hoping for a safety car here.
As we see, Nazca overtaking on the curb of turn 1. And that is the McLaren of Fruity Co's Alarm 5. Now falling to P2. And we have Buck and CSE Eric going at each other. And CSE Eric is trying to come back as a Haas driver, forcing them out wide through turn 4 now. And they seem to have got that move done.
Looks like we have a yellow flag.
A Williams is off, and that is...
And he is beached. And he is beached. Yeah, here he was beached. At least he was able to get the car going again.
Lost about 15
God,
seconds
he was not having a good day there. I did not see what happened. I don't know if you saw what happened, but he was definitely beached there for a second.
Seemed to be in the middle pack, really.
But look who's making up some places, and that is Bubbly. He's working his way back up through the pack.
He clearly has a better pace advantage of all those drivers. And what tire is he on? Those hard tires.
I think he's
will start to wear out now, don't you think?
Yeah, he is on the hard tires. You are right. Yeah. He's got TPR Matty in front of him. There's kind of looks like a DRS train from Werner God all the way down to Adam in P18.
Fruticos makes a lunge down the inside, and that forces the Alpine to run wide, and now Fruticos Alarm
He's going to get a good run.
DRS again with a better exit. What could he do? To the Alpine driver going down the inside, making a lunge, and not making sure to run wide.
Is Nazca going to get the switch back on him?
Tries the switch back, but not working for the Alpine.
Yeah, you really can't fight through there. That is just not a section that you want to go side by side in. That causes safety cars there. And it looks like Salsa is pitting here. He must have some damage or something. He looks like he's going to be going on the hard tires.
Oh, safety car.
Oh, safety car. Safety car. You know who this helps is that is Spylex.
And that was
he
for
needed
Josh
a safety
losing
car.
it at turn 5, I believe. The exit of turn 5 it was it? Or turn 6? Turn 5 and 6.
This really hurts the hard tire runners. All of those medium tire runners are going to be coming into the pits. I guarantee it. Oh, and yeah, Spylex gets a drive-through penalty. That's not going to really affect him as much. He's gonna get served that drive-through penalty. Actually, I don't know if you can serve that under safety car.
No, I don't believe you can. And
he's going into the pits here. He's going into the pits.
Committing to the two-stop strategy.
Oh, and he's going on to the mediums here.
Everyone, you take us through who pits actually.
Yeah, Frucos Alarm 5 is going to be pitting, Nazca's pitting, CES Eric's pitting. Oh, wait, no. Buck is staying out. Buck is staying out.
That's a very bold strategy on mediums.
Yeah, all of these medium tire runners are going to be pitting except for Buck. That is a bold strategy here.
And actually Evipt, or was that, no, Spylex. I believe they would have been stuck in that safety car. And are they actually stuck behind Buck now?
Oh, and Josh gets a... Josh gets a speeding in the pit lane penalty
That
just to
really just
top off
adds
his
to the
day here.
pain.
I think if you really wanted to be aggressive here, oh, it looks like a lot of these.
Can you go to end on hard tires?
I think you could. I think you could for sure. Let's see.
It would definitely be slower to end, very slow.
Uh, let's see. I'll run you through the winners of these pit stops. Um, Fructose Alarm 5. He's out. He is the provisional leader here. Buck and Timmy. Buck is staying out on those medium tires, and Timmy's staying out on those hards. He's going to try and extend those hard tires. Fructose Alarm 5. He pit for hard. So did Nazca, and so did CS Eric. Matthew May came off the hards and went on to the mediums. I do not believe he can make it to the end on those mediums. Same thing with Bubbly. I don't believe he'll make it to the end on those mediums there. Um, Adam pits for soft, so I think he's committing to a two-stop here. I think a lot of these drivers that are going from hard to medium are committing to a two-stop here because I don't believe the mediums can do 19, 20 laps. What are your thoughts through all of this?
Yeah, actually, one thing I did want to point out is most people on hard tires have actually stopped. And they'll be
Yeah,
having to
that really
commit
surprised
themselves
me.
to a two-stop strategy, I do believe. But
Yeah,
Timmy,
I mean,
staying out.
yeah, that Timmy was the. I'm not surprised that Timmy stayed out. I mean, he's on the hard tires. He gets track position. My thought is he might let his driver through. He might let Fructose Alarm 5 through and hold Nazca up. I think they might be playing a little bit of a team game here. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, I mean, I guess you could. I mean, Fructose, you do expect them to take the lead anyway on new set of hard tires.
Yeah, new, faster, hard tires. With the guy that he's been fighting right behind him. I think when they get a chance, they're going to swap their drivers. I definitely think that.
They want to do that as soon as they could and not give Nazca behind them the advantage to overtake Timmy.
I think they're going to try and do that on the main straight here, unless Timmy's going to try and go for Buck there for P1. But I think that would be a fight that would not be,
Buck is
you
going
know,
to struggle a lot on now what are pretty old medium tires.
I wonder if Buck is trying to do a medium soft strategy. Maybe get to lap 18 on those mediums,
Timmy
and then go
could.
lap 18, put on a set of softs, and just go all out.
We could see people committing to the two-stop. Adama definitely one of them. Joss as well, and then maybe Jonas and Bubbly. Opting for a different strategy, Joss and Bubbly, after falling out from the top 10.
Spylex is trying to serve that drive-through penalty in a safety car. I think he needs to just catch up to the safety car pack and serve that in a green flag running. I do not believe that he can serve that under safety car here.
And if the safety car is coming in this lap, or is it now next lap? Probably.
I think it's going to be next lap now.
Is
That would be a
Barker
really
going...
late call.
I mean, the Spylex going slowly, stopping the safety car from coming in.
No, no, I wouldn't imagine that. I think he went into the pits, and I don't think he even has enough time to catch the pack here, even if the safety car goes. So let's see what tires did he pit onto? He pit onto the hards again. He went back onto the hards. But yeah, I definitely do think that Timmy and Fructose are gonna swap positions as soon as possible, and Timmy's gonna try and be the the Mexican Minister of Defense. He's gonna try and hold up Nazca the best he can because Fructose definitely has the pace in clean air to pull away, but we'll see what Nazca can do. He definitely you also has the pace here, so we'll see what these two drivers can do.
Currently riding on board with Spylex, who seems to be not really catching up to the safety car as much as they would have wanted, and I believe they'll be quite behind the safety car already when it resumes.
With that drive-through penalty as well.
Well, are they going into pit lane? No, they can't serve it, can they?
No, they cannot serve it under safety car. I think they found that out. We're about just under halfway here. Who you still betting on Fructose Alarm here to take the win here?
Actually, I might not be betting on anyone because there might be a restart to the race.
Let's see if the safety car comes in this lap. Fructose Alarm is really desperate to get
I was
past
just
his
looking
teammate
at
there.
Discord actually. There might be a restart to the race.
There might be a restart.
Oh no,
Safety car
doesn't
is
seem to
in
be.
this lap.
Yes.
Safety car is in this lap.
Spylex very far behind, about 20 seconds when it ends.
But it looks like Buck is really slowing up the pack here, so he I think Spylex might have a chance here. Caps the pack, but with that drive-through penalty, it's just not gonna help him here. And Buck
Are they gonna
goes.
leave it to the line?
Oh
They're going
no.
very late.
I thought he was going. It looked on my screen like he was going, and there he goes.
And that causes a huge kerfuffle through the rest of the grid as we have CSC Eric trying their luck on the inside of Nazca and could Nazca
and
fight
Timmy
this?
defends from his teammate. And Timmy takes the lead. Oh no, he does it. Buck maintains the lead.
And now we have
Fructose
Fruticos
Alarm.
on the inside of their teammate. They're taking the lead
Yep.
now as
Yep.
Lahat seems defenseless, but CSC Eric climbing quickly and up to P2 they are. Nazca seems to have lost ground
And Buck has a 5-second time penalty for ignoring yellow flags. I have no idea where that came from.
And we have Nazca making a lunge down the inside of CSC Eric and they touch. Nazca runs into the body of CSC Eric and now making a lunge
and he
down
goes on
the
inside.
hairpin.
Oh, I can't look. That was.
And riding the curb, and have they got damage? It seems fine, but I do see an AlphaTauri running wide through the hairpin, and now we have 3 wide. Delania on the outside, and the Alpine. Through goes the Ferrari of GP2 engine up to P9. They won from that encounterment, and let's see up the rest of the grid. We have Nazca slowing down because of CSC Eric in front of them, and they'll be wanting to get past quick.
Nazca is angry right now. He is wanting to get past CSC Eric. He knows he has the pace. He is dumping all of his ERS right now.
Someone who is going very fast is Matthew May on the medium tires, and they want to get past quick.
Yeah, I don't think Buck really has a chance to fight him here. Oh, look who joined the party is the other Haas of VLE Herald. He put his nose into that corner there. I don't think he really had a shot there, but, good on him for giving it a shot.
And Nazca riding the back of CSC Eric very closely. I'm seeing an aerial view of this fight, and CSC Eric seems to be running wide, and that leaves Nazca on the inside of turn 8.
And he swaps him around.
But they're still gonna stay side by side as we see Joshua off at turn 4. And Nazca making a lunge down the inside, but Aston Martin closes the door.
I don't know.
But that does not matter as they get through.
I don't know there. I think that I'm gonna have to go back and take a look at that. That seemed a little cheeky to me from Nazca.
Definitely did. And Matthew May now. He's been held back by Buck, who seems to be maintaining that P4 spot, but now he will overtake.
Yeah. I think Matthew May has a good shot at the podium here. If he can conserve his tires, going through this race, I think he's got a shot at the podium here. Race control has said DRS is enabled. Let's see if CSC Eric can fight back. Nazca. Nazca is not going to be happy the fact that he's 1.8 seconds off Fructose. As the guy who started on pole position, you want to be out in front, and he just is not happy right now with being in second place, being so far behind Fructose. He wanted to be in that DRS of Fructose. He wants to be fighting Fructose. He doesn't want to be fighting the Aston Martin behind him. And Timmy has a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Oh, and Adam of the Red Bull is off. He was on those soft tires. That's definitely an interesting strategy here.
Everyone seems to be losing it at exit of turn 4. We saw Joss just a few laps earlier also doing that, and now Adam. Triple B Power
You know,
making
CS,
an overtake on Buck.
CSE Eric can stay behind Nazca here, stay in his DRS, and have him pull into Fructose. I think he might have a shot here. If he keeps it calm here, I think he's got a shot. Um, it looks like, oh, and Josh is out. I wonder if that, and safety car. How many drivers are going to be diving into the pits here?
Oh, and Joss DNF'd. What was that about? Is that what caused the safety car? It might have just been. And Joss,
And
I
Jonas
believe.
gets a 5-second time penalty, and there are drivers going into the pits. Are they going to be going on? I'm guessing these hard tire runners are going to be going into the pits to put on a set of mediums here.
I believe Joss retired voluntarily, I believe. I mean, he was in the wall at the exit of turn 10.
Buck is going on. Oh, you know who's the real winner out of this? Is Buck. I think Buck is the real winner out of this. He is able to go onto that medium soft strategy. He did not have to deal with those hard tires. And now he has those soft tires to get him to the end. That's going to be a long way on those soft tires, I do believe. But you know, who this also really helps is Spilex. Spilex is going to be going on to medium tires, I believe.
I'll have a lot of overtaking to do, though.
Very true, but at least he will catch back up to the pack. He won't have that drive-through penalty to deal with, and he will be back and able to race again. So the drivers that did pit, let's take a look at the drivers that pit here. It's going to be GP2 engine onto the mediums, bubbly onto the mediums as well. Buck is on that one stop, medium to hard, onto soft tires. He does have a penalty hanging over his head. I think it's a 5-second time penalty for ignoring yellow flags. Werner God pitting onto the mediums, Riley pitting onto the mediums, actually from Werner God down, all onto those medium tires. I think Matthew May, I think he is the real loser out of this because I think if Matthew May had stayed out on those hard tires and then was able to pit under safety car, I think he would have been the real winner out of this. Let's hear your thoughts, man. Like, what are you thinking? What's going through your head right now?
Not much, honestly. I mean, it
Pretty,
stayed
pretty.
mostly how it was. At the start, we still have Nazca and Frutico's the top two.
I mean, but you know what they say: safety cars cause safety cars. So, I think this really helped NASCA. He was fighting with CES Eric's. He was not happy. He's back to where, not necessarily where he wants to be, but he's within close range of Fruitco. So I think he's definitely more relaxed now. Doesn't have to push as hard.
Right,
I
Barber
imagine the
now
safety
up to
car.
P12 actually. They seem to be reviving their race, and they're gonna be the second person on those new set of tires.
Yeah, yeah, those new sets of mediums are really gonna help against those hard tires. I mean, they're gonna be quick for sure. So I
Would
think Bubbly
wouldn't
needs
some
to,
people
to
consider soft tires if they had a new set like Buck did and now does on their
yeah, but
car?
that is what 13 laps to the end. Even under safety car conditions, I think the medium tire is definitely the more conservative tire to run here. However, I don't know. I think I would have pit onto the medium tires here if I was in their situation. I think the soft tire is going to really help you in the beginning, but you're going to be fighting. And this is not a track. This is not a track where track position is everything. You can definitely be overtaken here. So I mean, if this was Hungary or Singapore, yeah, maybe I might put on the softs to help me to begin with. But this is a track where overtaking is definitely possible. We'll have to get our thoughts from Josh later on in the Discord. What happened to him? Maybe he
He
has
said
a
he's
clip of what
gone
happened.
to cry and eat a rocket lolly, so you know.
Yeah, his day did not turn out good. He was P15 in qualifying, not where he wanted to be. And safety car is in this lap. Safety car is in this lap. I'm seeing a lot of people who are saying that the Aston moved under braking with NASCAR here, so we'll see if there's any penalties after the race for that. I don't believe there will
But
be. There
now
was no
we have the
damage, but
restart. Fruity Coast now up to speed, but NASCAR will have a slipstream down this very long straight into turn 1. What could they do? They seem to be riding very closely as all drivers approach turn 1 now. And NASCAR tries their luck down the inside and across the curb of turn 1.
and I have a great view from Eric's camera here. There is some great battling going on here.
Triple B Power, I believe, ran wide and cut the chicane of turn 2 and 3.
Riding on board here with CES Eric from my position, he is watching a great battle go on ahead. If he can stay with these guys and have them pull him along. But Matthew May is definitely in this on those medium tires. I think depending on when those medium tires start to degrade, we'll see. CES Eric's getting really close to NASCAR under braking and Fructose alarm, and there is a yellow flag. And it looks like the Ferrari of Spilex. He just cannot get a break. And he gets a five, and he is retiring. And there is the safety car. And we can calm down again.
A third safety car, and they seem to be very consistent. Just one lap separate them, and I believe maybe the hard tires will come into pits, or is it too much of a track
No, no,
position loss?
it's definitely too much of a track position. Everyone's all bunched up. I mean, maybe if you're one of the back runners, like Timmy down to Adam, you go in and you pin onto the softs. I think now would be the time to pin onto the softs if I was one of those back runners. Let's see if anyone comes into the pits here. Doesn't look like it. The top three aren't. There are some drivers. Oh, Harold, Matthew May. Yep, we're definitely going to see some soft tire runners here. But look who is back up into the points, and that is Bubbly. Let's see what these back runners, and yep, the soft tires are going on. Would you agree with that? Would you put onto the softs here?
I mean, it would give you an advantage over the medium tires, there's no doubt about that. These drivers that are pitting onto soft tires, I would agree. I mean, I'm confident that if I were in that position, not exactly in a tier 2 race, because I'm not a tier 2 driver, maybe if it was a tier 8 race, but yeah, I would if you're confident of getting past those medium tires. And I believe maybe a lot of people like Matthew May are confident on newer tires and faster tires.
I wonder if Spilex had any damage. I don't think he did like had any, tires falling off, but I think he had just had enough. He with his drive-through penalty, oh, was
Did him retire in force a safety car?
no, I don't think he forced a safety car. I think he had just, had enough and it was an awkward position, the virtual marshals, getting that car
Well, if
away.
he did, it is a race ban, of course. Depends if
Yes,
he
so
did.
I think he's gonna plead his case that, he had just had enough and he needed to leave. He was
Yeah,
not.
that's excuse enough.
I mean, you could argue that Josh had that same position. I mean, he was, a couple seconds off the pack, and he retired. We didn't see what happened there, but and I obviously not blaming anybody or anything like that. But I don't think that it was a retirement to pull out the safety car to help somebody. So I don't believe that it was on purpose.
Yeah, and it probably wasn't, but now we've got probably about 8 laps left when the safety car continues, so for those hard tire runners, it's all about just holding onto that position and really It's more of a defense for all of them now, as Samuel Drakely
Oh, and
leaves the
Drake,
session.
I wonder, he's probably having some internet issues.
A lot of people did this session. And who
Yeah,
is
he's
that in the
ghosted, so
pits?
he
It's Adama.
that is at yeah, he's putting onto those soft tires. I guarantee it. He's not going to lose very many positions. And those oh, looks like he has a bit of an issue in the pits. Oh no, that was just some lag there. Take a look at the position change. Look at the winners of this. You know, VLE Harold, Salsa, let's see, Jonas up in P11. I think, you know, we got a lot of winners here off who are profiting off
Let me
this
just
safety
read
car
a
here.
few comments if I can connect it, Seth. Oh, there's no
Oh,
more comments.
I can, I can, I can read them for you.
Oh, all the comments
Uh,
stopped. Oh,
we
everyone
have
was tweeting.
this is they're referencing the move that the between NASCAR and CS Eric before the last safety car came out. How I think CES Eric went down the inside, or no, Nazca did, and I think he pushed the Aston Martin wide there.
CSC
Um,
Eric did close the doors though, so there will
he did,
definitely
but
be a bit of fighting in FIA inquiries. I believe me and you
yeah, I
and
think, but
Kire had
it just,
enough of that FIA inquiries.
especially after Austin or
Austria,
Austria.
yeah, definitely.
Um, and safety car is in this lap, and they are trying to. Those hard tire runners are just trying to get heat in those tires, man. Those tires are going to be ice cold. Seeing if I could see their temps on their dashboard. Around 80. I mean, the Aston Martin has around 80 degrees, so
And I believe Fruity goes, yes it is, leaving it late once again.
yeah. I'm riding on board with the Aston Martin. I can see that you are too. I think this is a good view to see our leaders here, what they're doing. And he goes, oh, CS Eric, he's got a good launch.
And now Lahas are trying their luck on the inside of both of them. And Lahas, I believe, has made a move past Williams it was, and they're going to get a good launch, and right on the tail of CSE Eric now. What could VLE Harold do as all of them change their racing line, weaving across their straight, but Buck on those new soft tyres is now up into P5 after overtaking on the inside of turn 4.
Oh, and Triple B Power, the man who was in Q3 is now down in P18. That is a bummer for him.
And we have a side-by-side into turn 10. We have Lahas on the inside as that was NASCAR losing it at the exit of turn 10. And they have fallen into P6. So clearly no grip on those old hard tires.
Buck is the real winner out of all of this.
And now they do have a penalty though.
Let's see what the
5-second time
it's a
penalty.
no. They had that penalty for under the last safety car for ignoring.
Yeah, but you know that will slow them down, of course, and they'll have to
For
maintain
sure,
a 5-second gap. So they're hoping
and
for
he
not
is
another safety
right
car.
on the back. He is right on the back of Fructose Alarm. He a little bit of oversteer coming on the last corner. He's going to try and get that slipstream. Slipstream is really powerful this
Well,
year.
AlphaTauri on newer tires overtaking
Oh, and
Bailey
there's going to be a
Harold
lead
very
change.
easily.
The Haas going to the inside line. And he
Can't
gets
fight
it. Yeah, he cannot fight that. Now, I think Buck needs to push as hard as he can.
And now Bubbly behind on medium tires. He's looking to also make a move past Fruity Coast, who seems to be dropping and losing pace. Now what will happen as NMS Salsa, there's a scrabble going on for P8 it looks like there.
But look at those soft tire runners. They are just dominating right now.
Oh, and the Haas of Vieli Harold very slow out of turn 8. I believe that was a bit of oversteer. Now running wide for turn 10, but the Alpine of NASCAR sends it down the inside like they did to La Haas of... No, it was.
Oh,
But
and
another
there's a
safety car.
safety car. Oh, that is. Oh. I want to see what happened there. I was on the leader here seeing what he was doing.
It was NASCAR sending it down the inside of, I believe it was VLE Harold, I do believe, or one of them.
I think the FIA is not going to be happy with that one.
Once again, exactly like they did to CSE Eric a few laps ago.
Yeah, they're just trying to make up those positions. I always say
Are
on a
those hot
track like
tires
this,
gonna
you
pit?
need to
Are they
be
gonna pit?
patient.
Frutico's is gonna pit. And that is...
Oh
Nope.
no,
Faked it. Oh, God.
I did that to you the other day.
Mm. And will it be a safety car to about lap 26 or 27? I believe it will
Look at all
be.
these drivers that are pitting. They're pitting on the fresh softs. Even the soft runners are pitting on the fresh softs. It is going to be I would
God,
say a 3-4 lap shootout to the end.
a lot of people are still on old hard tires, and those will be absolutely at risk.
Oh yeah, Fructose, let's see, CSE Eric and Nazca are original leaders.
And I believe they've just chose the wrong strategy as opposed to everyone else.
Yeah, I
And
think they're
Buck
trying to
now,
hold that track position.
Buck seems to be in a great place on relatively new soft tires.
Yeah, I know, but
And
those
also with a
soft tires are going to
baptism
degrade.
of P2 to basically P8.
But say the race were to end now, he would finish down in P10, and you know with that 5 second time penalty. Obviously, I know we're under safety car, but still, that is going to be over his head.
He just needs to gain as much time as he can, as opposed to everyone else by the time Matthew May or maybe someone on those new medium tires gets
See,
to the back of him.
if if I'm Fructose here, I am sticking behind Buck here. He's on those soft tires. I am sticking behind him. I'm letting him pull me along, you know, because he's got that time penalty over his head. So he's going to be going as fast as he can, to get away from Fructose Alarm 5. Did you see what happened between Nazca and VLE Herald? I wasn't able to see what happened.
Yeah, I did see it. I believe it was quite a squabble after. I believe it was VLE Harold had a bad exit from turn 8, and that left them vulnerable to Nazca behind. And I believe it was someone like a GP2 engine also behind the fight then. I believe it was Nazca sending it down the inside of, I believe, GP2 engine or Nazca, but one thing is for sure, and that is that Vieli Harold ran wide, and I'm not quite sure what happened after that. It didn't look like they crashed, but
I
they
think
might
I
have.
think for the safety car restart, I'm gonna move my monitor. I'm gonna face it upwards, and I'm gonna stand up. I think this is. I'm really looking forward to the safety car restart here.
I will also do the same in
You know,
respectfulness.
I think these drivers they're gonna be. It's a 5-6 lap shootout to the end. A lot of drivers on new soft tires. You know who I think has a good shot at a podium, even down in P9, is Matthew May. Matthew May is on relatively new soft tires.
Well, if they
He's
can
got
get
a
the
whole,
overtakes done quickly.
yeah. But I think those soft tires are gonna kick in. They're gonna get him going. I think he's got a shot here. Let's see if safety car is in this lap, coming up to the sector line. And safety, yes, safety car is in
And
this
that
lap.
is
Fruit Coast.
bad for those hard tired drivers. They'd be hoping to stay under safety car conditions for one more lap and be protected. Right,
I'm gonna ride
Overtaker,
on.
take us through the start of the race.
Okay, so
Restart, I should
everyone's
say.
weaving trying to get as much heat into those tires as possible. You want to go when you're going through a corner. I don't think Buck will go now. I think he's gonna wait just a minute, and there he goes. As he clicks on the overtake button, there's a lot of people. Oh, Jonas gets a 5-second time penalty. Is Frucos Alarm gonna make the move? It looks like he's going to. Going into turn one, yes, he is. But will he be able to hold it? It looks like him. He did push a little wide, but I still think that's
Buck
just hard
running
racing
wide
there.
leaves the door open for the Aston Martin of CSE Eric to try their luck. And the CSE Eric running side by side with Buck. Have they got the move done? It looks like they have.
Riding on board with Matthew May, he looks really fast. He just needs to get past these drivers here. Three wide. Oh, and he goes wide, and that is a 3-second. Ah, God. Oh, there is
Oh
a
my
lot of
god, there's
contact.
a huge squabble at turn 8 after Bubbly, I believe, lost it at the exit.
Virtual safety car. Okay, that's
I,
okay.
I
That's
don't
okay.
believe we have enough time for an actual safety car, do we?
No, no, we do not.
Yeah, it was Bubbly losing it. And they were like 3 by 3 and they just lost it at the exit of turn 8. And that pushed them
You know,
down to P4 and cost a lot of people to crash behind.
you were making fun of the Red Bulls,
You know, my
but
driver is now into P1. Where's your driver? Out of interest.
with P16.
Commentator's curse
I'm
for
s-
your driver. My driver is going
I'm
completely fine.
I apologize, Nazca. I apologize.
It's always the commentator's curse. It happened at tier 8 on Waves. Now it
It
happens
did.
again.
No, if any of the other commentators are listening on this, don't pick me. Don't pick me.
Pick me, jeez. Definitely don't pick me. I'll be purposely slow in qualifying in tier 8. So the
Sit.
commentators won't
Oh,
pick me.
and we are. Oh! And the Red Bull goes around. He was hit from behind.
Join us now down to P13 and now on the tail is Buck. On the Aston Martin on old tyres. Aston Martin will be left defenceless. But how long could they hold on to that position for? As we see now, NMS Salsa going very closely to the back of Triple B Power. Triple B Power
And
overtakes on
Power,
the outside of Matthew May.
and he gets it. He's gonna be hunting. I think Triple B Power has a good shot at a podium here. I really think he does. He's got fresher tires than anybody else in front of him. He's gonna be pushing as hard as he can. And we have
And
and
Samuel
Samuel
Drakeley is
Drake
out. Running P14
and
is now out. And is that a
and
VSC or a safety car?
and GP2 engine is
Oh my
is
god,
he
did you
was.
see Samuel Drakeley? He was absolutely in the middle of turn 10.
I
And he
think I
was
think if red flags
blocking.
were enabled there, that would have been a red flag there.
Oh, for sure. And now if you're Fruiticos, you really need to push and get out of the DRS zone of CSE Eric. And you do hope CSE Eric
Is
will...
DRS going to be? It is this lap.
And you do hope CSE Eric will try and stall Buck if you are Fruiticos.
If you're if you're Fruit Coast Alarm here, you're hoping that
And now,
that
CSE Eric
see,
running wide through turn 1. That leaves the door open for Buck, but Buck will stick behind.
yeah, but Buck knows he has that time penalty there. He knows that you know that's not his fight there. That it really is
Oh yeah,
not his
that's a
fight.
great point actually. If they do, get past Fruiticos, Fruiticos might still win if they're just managing to hold on to those tires.
Oh, look who's back up in P4.
Bubbly, of
And
course.
Bubbly is back up in P4 with Triple B Power, coming, charging really fast towards him.
And what a terrible race it's been for NASCAR. They pitted under
Yeah.
VSC conditions. I believe it was Or
Yeah, he
yeah,
has just been out of it there. Not really, after that last safety car, he just did not have a
they
chance
just
there.
needed to stay in P1 like Fruitico's did. But now back on the tail of CSC Eric. They're gaining, and could they get it done even before the DRS zone into turn 1? They're gonna stick behind, and let's see what happens here as they mount the curb of turn 14, and that loses them time.
Yeah, CSE Eric has that DRS. He's out of ERS, but he's gonna get pulled along. And let's see, NWS Salsa gets the fastest lap of the race. I think GP2 Engine's gonna end up taking that. He pitted for fresh tires, or maybe NASCA, but um,
NMS Salsa would be hoping to join that fight for P2. He
yeah, but
lost a
look at
bit of
Triple
time
Power
in
behind
turn
him
1.
there. As of right now, Buck would finish P7 in between the two Mercedes, it looks like.
There
And yeah,
does
there
seem to
goes
be a
NASCA
good
with the
gap
fastest lap.
between TPR Matty and Triple B Power.
Oh, look who is out of DRS range. And that is
CSC Eric.
CES Eric. Yeah.
And the commentator's cursor did not prevail for Fruitico's.
But there's still another lap. Be careful. There
And
is
now
still another
Buck
lap.
on the back of CSC Eric. They're gonna want to make, and they tap the back of CSC Eric, nearly spinning
And
them out, but they collect themselves, and Buck now makes that move, but they will be forced to hand the place back, which they do. And tapping the back of Aston Martin once again, and nearly losing
look
it
who's coming
themselves.
through. Look who is coming through. Look who was on the tail. The Alfa Romeo, or Alfa Tauri of Bubbly. Oh,
They're gonna want to make these moves quick if they want to catch Fruiticos, but I don't believe there's enough time to catch
no, I think
Fruiticos now.
Fruticos has this win, but they are
And
all
Bubbly
fighting for
now,
these podium
through
positions.
goes the AlphaTauri into P2 now.
Can he get? He's in
And
P2.
now
He is in
NMS also
P2.
been forced out wide, but that doesn't manage to slow them down
There
as
is a
they
lot of.
go, making the lines on the inside of both drivers to get a double overtake into turn 1.
CES Eric just did not have that grip on those 19 lap, hard tires, and the Williams was looking to make a look
And now
there.
NMS Salsa on the back of Bubbly, they'll be wanting to make a P2 now. Bubbly on all tires now.
My heart is beating right now. I'm
NMS
pushing that. I'm
Salsa
pushing
nearly
that out.
losing it at the turn 8.
And there is a yellow flag. It looks like one of the Ferrari of yeah GP2 engine does retire. He knows he's not scoring any points there.
And now let's see NMS Salsa on the back of Bubbly. They both seem to have very low ERS, and
They
NMS
both
Salsa,
do,
what
yeah.
could they do? Are they a bit too far behind to make a move? They're going to use all the remainder of their ERS, but they are too behind to make a
And
move
look
on
who's coming through
Bubbly.
look who's coming through the final corner. That is Frucos Alarm
And
5 with
Fruit
the
goes
win.
after
Zero
starting
penalties.
P4 in the race in Austria, finish in P4. They
Takes the
pick up
win.
where they were in qualifying, front row, and it is once again a win for Fruiticos, carrying home those 20 lap old hard tires to the end to finish in P1.
And there is a Red Bull that finished in the points, so I'm happy with that.
Well, the Williams finished third, so you know. What happened to Matthew May? He could have easily got a win if he didn't get in
I know that
tangle, I
was
believe.
yeah. All right, Tangerine. Who is your driver of the day here?
I have to go with my gut, and that is the driver I picked to win the race, Fruiticos.
Here he goes. I got to go with Bubbly. After everything he was handed, he had a good qualifying session and then fell. He actually reminded me of a lot in what happened to me in Tier 8 Austria.
Mm,
Just
mm,
handed a
mm,
bad card, and now he is
mm.
on. He is P2. He is P2 after falling. I'm pretty sure he was P17 at one point. Those safety
NMS
cars
also
really
could
helped
also
him
be driver of the day, moving from P16 to
100%.
P3. The Williams.
But I got to go with my gut here, and I got to say Bubbly here as the commentator here.
Fair enough to Werner God, to be fair. starting from P17, moving up to P8 with 4 pit stops, which is crazy.
Yes, yeah.
Right, I believe this is the end of the stream, so we will be
Thank you,
leaving.
everybody who joined.
I'm just gonna end the stream now. Let me just end it. Also, NSK NASCAR takes the fastest lap point from, I believe it was NMS Salsa. Yes, it was, but they won't get a point for it since they're down in P14.
No.
Oh, terrible day in
I will.
Northwest for NASCAR. Terrible day.
Thank you,
P1
everyone,
P14.
for tuning in. This was Tier 2, Round 3, Bahrain.
Good night.